Hey guys, welcome back. DeFi, degens, drip, and farm for poverty. I'm your host, Drip Coach, dropping knowledge bombs on all Forex Shark related videos. And in this video, I'm going to explain how early we are and how Metcalfe's law, S-curve adoption, and network economics all point to the potential of significant growth in the cryptocurrency market. If none of those words made any sense, stay tuned because you're not going to want to miss it. I've covered this on my channel before, and it's important that you guys zoom out, as they say. When in doubt, zoom out. Right now, this is the time when you should be educating yourself on the potential of the blockchain technology and the other fundamental pieces that actually integrate this. And I'm going to even touch base or touch a little bit on the generation alphas, if you're not even familiar with who they are, but how they're going to impact adoption going forward as well. But before we get into that, we got to first, as always, try to get a insight from people that are smarter and wiser than me and seen way more in these scenarios from history than I have. And up first, we got Mark Yusko. So Mark Yusko is an investment manager and the founder and CEO of Morgan Creek Capital Management. He's also known for being a vocal advocate for cryptocurrency and blockchain technology. And his investment expertise is considered as paramount in the space, and people seek his knowledge due to his decades of experience in finance industry and crypto in general. So let's take a listen at what he's talking about regarding adoption of cryptocurrency.
Logical innovation, disruption. By 2025, which is not very far from now, there will be 2 billion Gen A's, Gen Alphas, the largest generation ever. 385,000 Gen Alphas born each day, fully digital native. They'll never use a physical wallet. They'll never set an analog alarm clock. They will never put film in a camera. They will all use crypto. You know, we talk about S-curves all the time, you know, first decade, first 10%, next decade, next 80%, and then the last decade, the last 10%. And that's any trend, right? And he showed cars. And in 1900, the automobile was 14 years old, right? And only about 10% of people had an automobile. And then there was this inflection point over the next decade where 90% of people had automobiles and the horse's carriage went away. And so turns out Bitcoin is 14 years old, about the same as the automobile, and probably going to have the same type of adoption.
Just a quick message, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss another video. This helps bring brand awareness to the channel as well as all Forex Shark related projects. Thank you. All right, so you hear him talking about the generation alphas and the fact that they're pretty much digital natives. And when you look at the chart, these are people basically born in the early 2010s. So as of right now, they're looking at being, 12 years old or something like that at most. But as we go forward, like you said, in the next decade, these people will be in the age to start, making an impact in society economically. And if Bitcoin was born in 2008, and it's 14 years old now, then yes, some of these people grew up knowing about Bitcoin. They missed the great financial crisis of 2008 and its birth of Bitcoin. And maybe 2012 they came around. So they're going to have a huge impact and be looking at digital assets in general as kind of like the solution, right? And he said there's going to be 2 billion of them. So that's going to be the largest population ever of any generation demographic. And that's going to be a lot of influence and buying power. And then he starts to talk about Metcalfe's law and S-curve adoption. So before we go any further, we're going to dive into the Metcalfe's law. But first, we're going to drop the fourth and final scavenger hunt word for the first half of January. So it's going to be Metcalfe's law. So this here, Metcalfe's law, we're going to listen to this video after this. But I've covered this on my channel before. And again, it's always about educating you guys. But Metcalfe's law is your fourth and final scavenger hunt word. So drop all 4 of those words from the 1st of January till now in the comments below. First comment with all 4 correct words will win the airdrop. All right. So now that's out of the way, let's find out exactly what Metcalfe's law is if you're not familiar with it. So let's get into it.
Metcalfe's law has many practical applications apart from telecommunication devices and social networks. It can be applied to any computer system that exchanges data like telephones, fax, operating systems, applications, social networking websites, etc. It also predicts whether a single vendor will dominate the marketplace. It is also applicable in personal genome sequencing. As more human genomes are sequenced and tied to personal health information in an interconnected system, the value of the information that a personal genome can contribute to personal health grows. Metcalfe's law is related to the fact that the number of unique possible connections in a network of n nodes can be expressed mathematically as n into n-1 divided by 2. Since a user cannot connect to itself, the actual calculation is the number of diagonals and sides in an n-sided polygon, which is n into n-1 by 2, asymptotically proportional to n squared.
Now, the math may not have made sense, but the point is basically the more people or nodes, as they call them, on a network, then the more valuable that network is. And that is seen in the S-curve adoption model that we look at when there was just the introduction, say, of the internet. If there's just one computer on the, or let's just say two computers, you can't really have an internet with just two computers. There's no real value because only those two items can exchange information. But once you add a third one, now it's exponentially greater -1, right? And we have 4, it's even more, 8, 12, like it just keeps going up, which is why you see this rate of inflection is almost a straight line up. Whereas going back to what Mark was talking about, you had the automobile, took like a decade before it started to break this trend line. But every piece of technology that we've created since then has been adopted much, much faster. So we went from the automobile to airplanes, the telephone, electricity, and TV. And what's interesting to note on how these develop is you'll find that they're actually going exponentially faster because they're actually built on top of one another, right? So with electricity, you can build a TV. And then the PC, you could argue, was kind of a way to see different things, just like TV, but you had to view it on a different screen. And this was when you had maybe like CD-ROMs or floppy disk or whatever the case may be, but you could compute things, but it required having a screen that the TV had so you could read the output, and you need electricity to run it. Well, then you fast forward to mobile phones, which basically took all three of these portably. And then you put all that onto the internet. So our adoption where we're at right now and why it's so impactful is because of the technology that we're building within the cryptocurrency realm is basically building on top of all of the previous S-curve adoptions that we've had. So when you relate this to network economics, you could argue that crypto is actually a social network with a mobile network and an internet and financial network all blended together. Because without the mobile phone and internet ability, there's no way to actually transfer the cryptocurrency. The currency itself is the financial piece. It's not even embedded anywhere in here, but definitely when we started using computers, cell phones, and internet to move money, it got moved a lot faster. And then social networks are not even shown in here. But if you look at Metcalfe's law as it relates to Facebook or any other social network, or hell, even TikTok, so that's the most recent. TikTok blew up, and it's because it came after its other predecessors used different algorithms, learned from things, and just took off faster. And the next piece of whatever that social network will be that much more faster, right? So where we're at with crypto is here on this chart. So it's hypothesized that by 2026, 2027, we're going to be at 1 billion users. So right now, we are sitting at, in 2022, around 200 million crypto users, depending on what site you go to. So that's supposed to increase exponentially over the next couple of years. And it's predicted that it will actually it'll reach 1 billion earlier or faster than it took the internet to reach 1 billion. So the internet it took 10 years for the internet to reach 1 billion. But cryptocurrency arguably could be there before then. So we'll see. But either way, once that happens, you're basically seeing these parabolic trend lines. So technically the blockchain of Bitcoin, you're looking at 2008. But within the DeFi space and the other crypto assets, You have Ethereum being basically conceived around November 2013, which is called 2014, but officially like usable basically in 2015 is when people say Ethereum was launched. So that's less than a decade old. And then the Binance Smart Chain, technically, I think it's 2020. So there is a lot of room for growth in these networks. 5 months since it was unveiled, April 20th, Binance Smart Chain activated the Binance Smart Chain BSC. So I think prior to that, they were doing some other stuff on the BEP2 protocol, but point being, we're super early. So Bitcoin may be 14 years old, but the DeFi space and this massive crypto adoption because of it, I think we are even earlier than that. So there's a lot of room for growth in all of this. So the long and short is continue to educate yourself, especially in the bear market. There's so much that you can learn on these assets and how they function and where they're headed, and trying to be ahead of the curve. But and on top of that, not just jumping from one shiny object to another, finding something that you can fall in love with, dig in deep, and ride it out. And that's exactly what I'm doing with the Drip Network. So I still see this as being revolutionary, and that Forex will deliver on some things that will fix the issues that we have currently within the ecosystem. So for me, this kind of news, reading these articles, understanding the Metcalfes law, understanding network adoption, listening to people much smarter than me that have been around for other adoption curves and seen these movies play out before, that gives me the staying power to just stick it out even when it's blood in the streets. All right, hope you guys found that valuable, and if you did, you know the drill. Smash the HBO special with the like, subscribe, comment down below, and until next time, lift daily and achieve your impossible. See ya. Want to pay your in real life bills with crypto? How about send crypto directly to anyone with a bank account? Spritz Finance is a decentralized solution to be your own bank and connect your crypto earnings to real world bills and payments. They do not take custody of your assets and allow support on multiple blockchains and Web3 wallets. Sign up below using my referral link and you will get $50 back when you make your first $50 bill payment with crypto. Additionally, I will be using referral bonuses to airdrop, donate, or burn based on community feedback. Sign up now.